Pacers win the tip on this Friday night, trying to make it a sweep here at home. Indiana 9-3 at home this year.
Well, you got to take advantage of the fact that you've been able to stay home this long and have some practice. Oh, really good idea. And CJ decided to make a play up, but that's really what you have to do. I mean, you get this much time at home, being able to iron out the little things and keep your intensity is, I think, critical.
Speaking about staying at home, this is the first time that Brooklyn's been out of the state of New York since November the 28th. They played 8 of their 9 games at home, and their 1 road game at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, and they're really a bad road team, but the Pacers can't afford to take them lightly. Bogdanovich is a guy that can shoot it. Getting to him late is not something I would advise all game.
They only shoot 31% from three-point range. They are dead last in the NBA, making just 5 per game.
That's because he's primarily their best three-point shooter. Nobody else really does it.
Pacers have gotten off to slow starts in each of the 2 wins, 5 to shoot, a minute in.
But this is one where there's a lot of dribbling going on. Pacers are fortunate there because I watched 3 guys stand on our side watching as George Hill was probing, and you're better off probing off the pass than the dribble.
So the Pacers get the basket from Mahinmi. Last 10, he's averaging almost 10 points, shooting 65% from the field. Here's Brook Lopez. He's having a terrific year individually. And that's Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 4.
Well defended. Monte did a great job. That's off his leg. Yeah, Monte knocked that right off of Bogdanovich's leg.
So the Pacers get the basketball. They forced 12 turnovers. That doesn't sound like a lot the other night against Dallas, but they scored 17 points off those errors. Here's Paul George, takes it inside, and 2 for Pete. No, they're going to say he walked.
Yeah, he did. I didn't hear the whistle, but I thought he got away with a walk, actually.
I did too.
1 too many steps.
First night of a back-to-back will be in Memphis tomorrow night. And then the road trip continues on Monday night at San Antonio, where the Spurs are rolling. If not for the Warriors, we'd be talking about San Antonio, and that's Joe Johnson no good. We are talking about the Spurs. They have a long home court win streak, and that's a foul on Joe Johnson.
I think that's what Paul has to do, is take advantage of Joe Johnson, because he's at a stage in his career where changing directions is going to be really hard for Joe Johnson. And I said to you about Paul. Paul didn't look like he had a lot of energy last game, but he still ended up with 19 points. But today he looked much better, I thought, in warm-ups. We'll see if that does indeed affect him during the course of the game. Solid defense by C.J. Miles there.
Pacers have turned it over twice to start. Bogdanovich hit a 3 to start, and now Thaddeus Young in the post.
This is the problem. And C.J. Miles anticipates and gets his hand on the ball.
Here's Paul George down the middle and lays it in. There he is. He went right around Johnson.
He took a long step that I don't think Johnson really thought he could do, because Paul wasn't doing this when he left last time. I mean, he'll take a long step that have to explode, and that takes a lot of strength, and you're seeing a different aspect in his game.
And Lopez draws the foul on Mahinmi.
I mean, get back and get in position, does a solid job there. Actually did a nice job getting his hands on the ball. And here, this is what he's gotten really good at getting his hands on the ball in those bigger bigger forwards before they get it up. And Paul takes that long step, and you can see Johnson couldn't do anything defensively.
Well, you're right. You've got to take advantage of what you have working for you. Again, he's giving up a lot of size, a lot of weight each night against these bigger players. That's Lopez at the rim. It's tipped out. George Hill got it. Paul George on the run.
There really was no angle to pass that. And that's one where Paul almost got to come to 2-foot stop and then try to jump over Johnson.
John Mahinmi fights for it. Nearly had the steal.
It was a great defensive effort there. I mean, it's because he stopped the pass that they didn't score on that play, that initial pass, because Lopez has been in good position.
Brooklyn really hasn't gotten a lot of good shots after the open 3 by Bogdanovich. Good defense by Indiana. Paul George turns the corner, leaves it off for Mahinmi.
Nice basketball.
Now
Good
George Hill.
That's all right. That's good basketball. Sometimes you get good shots and you miss it. You played the game the right way. It got your shooter a shot. He just missed it.
He's in a little bit of a slump right now. 1 of 12 from three-point range for George Hill, and the foul is on Lopez.
Yeah. He hooked. Good job of the guards getting down there and defending, and Lopez hooked.
And so the Pacers get it back. Second turnover on Brooklyn. Pacers have 3. Here's PG.
Oh, he is getting to the rim all day long. I think he surprised himself how easy he got to the rim.
Now Bogdanovich, the ball's tipped away.
I'll tell you what, the transition defense has been really good here. That's why the Pacers have been putting Brooklyn in such a difficult spot.
Oh, almost a tip slam by Miles.
With the right hand he was going for.
Paul went for the three-point shot as Jack has it on the baseline to an open Young. It's been a strange game here early, hasn't it, Quinn?
Well, the Pacers haven't been able to, they missed some shots. Paul took a tough one there and missed the layup. But I don't expect, when you're playing against Brooklyn, Brooklyn's going to have a tough time scoring. The Pacers just have to make sure they are patient on the defensive end and run through their offense. They're going to get good shots.
C.J. Miles had 20 points, his sixth 20-point game of the year on Wednesday. He was 3 for 9 from three-point range. He is shooting 43%. Pacers as a team number 2 in the league at 39% from behind the arc.
And he's a big part of that. Because Paul is shooting good from back there, but CJ shooting terrific as that shot gets knocked down over there by Jared Jack.
Jared Jack just a 33% three-point shooter, but the last 3 games averaging 18 points per game. Played a season in Indiana. Pacers got him in a trade with Portland. Here's George looking inside. Goes right around Lopez and another bad pass.
Well, that one was anticipated because Paul showed it. Pacers do a good job of getting back, and they're able to get the ball.
And now George.
Got it. Yeah.
Count it, the foul.
Because when Brook Lopez, because Paul.
Pacers did not accomplish that task, and so Young got a second field goal. Here's George Hill. Turns the corner out to Miles. He's hit a 3, trying to make it a second 3, and it's long. Mahimi the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's a yeoman's job there. That's a go get it rebound. Traffic length of Lopez, get it, put it back in.
Mahimi on the year, averaging 8.7 rebounds.
What about the great year he's had?
Oh, he's been spectacular for the Pacers. Jack in the lane.
He's part of the reason the Pacers can play the small ball. And
this game, you never know what game might impact your playoffs positioning or seeding. You got to take advantage of games like this.
Yeah, we've seen every night a team can get it going as Paul George hits the 3 off the inbounds. And so Indiana back in front, 15-14. I go back to the 2 games in March, Quinn. Here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse and then at Barclays Center. Those are 2 losses that cost the Pacers.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And you and I had commented on it as it happened. Boston was one of them.
Yep.
And Pacers. But I think what you look at as we move forward to this year, everybody learned from that situation. When Monte Ellis, he's been involved with such good things in terms of success. He gets it. But this team had to understand a little bit better how important every game is. Every team has a different makeup, and some guys understand that and some don't. But as a unit, this group has got to make sure they know that they got to win every game. This is one of them.
They left it short and nearly got another offensive rebound. It's been a change for Thaddeus Young, Quinn, because last year he made 115 three-point shots.
Yeah, well, I think when you start looking with Lionel Hollins, he's asked him to look at that less because they expect him to be a good player on the inside. No foul on that play.
And Young lays it in.
And that's one reason why, because they know Young is a guy that can run and can post up, so they're not trying to use him out on the perimeter as much.
Again, the Nets have lost 3 straight games, including 3 straight at home as Miles tries to tie it and does. This end of the floor, Brooklyn struggles putting points on the board.
Yeah, they really struggle getting them up. And the Pacers, you talked about Larry Bird wanted the difference to be about 6 or 7 points, and it's been about that from last year. And the key is just what you do on the defensive end.
George has the rebound, nearly turned it over. Here comes Monte Ellis. He gets inside, and Monte has his first 2.
What's been interesting here is that this group, remember the Toronto game.
He's on track to a big night.
You can see it. We talked about it. He's just got more bounce.
Bogdanovich, Andrea Bargnani is in for the first time.
He hadn't played much for Brooklyn. He was with New York and struggled a little bit as Ellington lifts to shoot that. They brought him in the game. He's a 3-point shooter as well.
He was a teammate with Jordan Hill last year with the Lakers, and now Jordan Hill is out on the floor. Rodney Stuckey for the first time. He's averaging double figures.
Terrific read. Jordan Hill to come get that ball and get it to LeBoy was really a good read.
Paul George again. It hops off the rim, and Bargnani the rebound. 10th year out of Italy. Played 7 years in Toronto, the last 2 seasons in New York. And Bargnani rimmed it out.
Well, he was the #1 pick in the draft, and he's a guy that at 7 feet they feel like can shoot the ball, but he's had a hard time staying on the floor at any of the three places he's been. That's Bargnani.
Monte Ellis, he was a teammate of Ellington in Dallas a couple of years ago. Wayne Ellington played at North Carolina out there defensively, guarding Stuckey. Stuckey gets the run, and Stuckey gets the rebound and leaves it short.
He got a bad break that time. He got hand checked and fouled, and for some reason the official couldn't quite see it.
Jarrett Jack played his college basketball at Georgia Tech. Bargnani one dribble, too strong. And the Pacers run. Here comes Stuckey.
He's going to attack it. Yeah, he's got.
Former Pacer Donald Sloan is in. Now he is playing because Shane Larkin is out with a concussion. Larkin, who played last year with the Knicks in New York, is out. And so Donald Sloan, who played the last couple of years in Indiana, now is the backup point guard. Just the 8th game this year as Bogdanovich missed it badly.
Yeah, and they've got and Shane got a, he got a concussion, and there's just like in football, there's a protocol in basketball for concussions. And so Larkin is out, so Donald Sloan gets to play.
Second straight game as Ellington missed it. Bargnani's big.
I've never seen Bargnani go. He does not normally rebound in traffic. He went to get that one over Jordan Hill. You're going to have to go help because Monte's stuck under there. Fortunately, Thaddeus Young missed it.
Shot clock, 2-second difference. It's not been a particularly strong quarter. Pacers at 40%, but they have a 5-point lead because the Nets are shooting just 29.5%.
You just got to keep banging away till you can get you something that you like. Got to get to the rim. I like it.
He gets there and tossed it up, tipped up, off, no good.
To a good start. Now he gets a little bit of a break.
Sloan starts the second quarter with Bargnani, Ellington, Young, and Bogdanovich. Bargnani jumps it up short. Jordan Hill the rebound. Now the Nets have missed their last 10. Indiana closed the first quarter, missing its last 6 from the field. George Hill starts the second quarter. He is the only starter out there with Allen, Jordan Hill, Stuckey, and Budinger.
Well, that's what they were looking for. They were trying to get this jump shot out of the post up. He just missed the shot. Budinger missed the shot, but you know, a little bit like Mark Jackson. Remember that action that used to be run? That's what they do to get the jump shooters their shot, is run it and then throw the ball out to the top of the key.
And that's what Ellington is. He's a jump shooter. Stuckey the rebound.
You see how almost every time the Pacers are pushing.
Oh, wide open layup for Stuckey.
What you want to do with the defense at any time is give them a chance to make a mistake, not communicate, or not react appropriately. Stuckey did that. 2 defenders from Brooklyn made the wrong decision.
And you're right, mistakes are going to happen more in transition because they're trying to gather themselves. If you bring it back out, they can get set.
Well, that's why the Pacers don't want to play against many teams with their defense set. That's why the whole change of style has occurred here in Indiana.
Jordan Hill had a 20-point, 13-rebound game against Toronto. That's tipped up and in by Budinger.
Budinger is such a, I think he's a...
Before Young was traded to Brooklyn. Young and Allen, Lavoy Allen were teammates at Donald Sloan. Red Sea open.
Yeah, it went open a little bit. I saw George Hill look like he got a little slip. And so Sloan was able to get free going to the rim and picked up the pass.
Donald Sloan really had a good year last year for Indiana. He had some big games. Indiana fought all the injuries.
Outstanding play. You're right. Donald Sloan probably had what may be, this is hard to say, but I think the best stint that he's going to have in basketball. Because in this league, it's hard to get 29 and 30 points. And then he was a double-double guy in the D-League.
And now Allen. Nice shot by Lavoy Allen from mid-range.
It also is some very good nonverbal communication.
Indiana at 41%. Same 5 out on the floor for the Pacers. They run the same play.
Oh, good ball fake.
Budinger inside scores.
Yeah, and he laid the ball up so high on the rim that even as you look at it, they've got a big lineup. They've got Bargnani and Lopez at the same time. And that time Chase went over both of them.
Quinn, that's the beauty about the sport in basketball. They run that same play, but there's many options or counters off that play, as Lopez missed it.
There are a lot of counters, there are a lot of options, and a lot of opportunity for any guy, new or old, to make a mistake, and that's what you have to take advantage of.
Now George Hill in the lane.
That's a tough play. Yeah, that's one where
3 straight games in double figures, 9 on the year for Rodney Stuckey. He averages 11 points per game.
And you got to be careful about that, because all they basically did is swing the ball from one side to the other, and they get it to Lopez. If you can get it to him below that dotted line, he's still very effective.
When this is what you like about the NBA. I mean, you look at this Nets roster. Yes, they don't have a good record. They are 7-18, but they have some good players that have been successful individually and as a team. It's a missed 3 by Hill. It's rebounded by Jordan Hill.
Yeah, they've had some people have individual success, but as you know, individual success is just that. Pacers on that particular play did a nice job with a team effort, not only moving the ball around, but enough to move the defense that Jordan Hill could come up with a basket because the defense got moved around the floor.
Well, Ellington was waiting, and he hits the 3, just 28%.
Oh,
and here is Allen, pounds it home.
Yeah, but his buddy, his ability to get out and run makes the difference. The defense didn't react until too late for him, and when it reacted to him, he threw it and was able to get an easy basket on the inside.
Wayne Ellington is a 38% career three-point shooter, so he's shooting 10 percentage points lower for a Nets team that has struggled from the perimeter.
Kevin Garnett left.
Darren Williams
left, and then they think Darren Williams left gives them an opportunity to open up some space, but that's really what this is about.
Well, you had a chat, I know, visited with Billy King before the game, their general manager, their president of basketball operations. Good move here by Hill, gets inside. Allen couldn't grab the rebound. Nets have made the playoffs 3 straight years.
Solid defense by Chase. It really is, because Ellington has been trying to get the ball for about 4 seconds.
Lopez, terrific pass.
And he's got great hands, because that's a tough pass for a center to handle. And Jared Jack's still able to get it there.
Allen hit a mid-range shot on one end, but on the other side of the floor. But now Brooklyn on a little bit of a roll here. Pacers have led by as many as 9.
Well, I'm sure Frank's got to look. If they make a basket, he was going to call a timeout, because you've had this group out here a long time, and they don't normally play this long together. Oh, basketball. I'm telling you, that's just John.
Off the bench tonight. He started obviously on Wednesday, and I asked him how he adjusts to the different roles of starting and coming off the bench, and only in true Lavoie fashion, he said CJ Miles told him he had to shoot more threes to keep that threat going, so he's going to try to shoot more threes tonight, although we should note Lavoie has yet to attempt a three-pointer in his Pacers career. You understand when Lavoie says something like that, he's not really being serious.
That's Lavoie. He has that sarcastic sense of humor. Shoot more threes, but I tell you, credit to both of those guys. CJ Miles and Lavoie Allen. Been interchanged depending on big or small lineups. Both prepared to make a contribution and do it adequately.
Oh, nice move by Jan Mahimi. A terrific bounce pass from George Hill. That's 6 for Mahimi. He does a nice job defensively on the pick and roll and is also doing a good job there offensively.
Martin, we have seen him make more moves this year than the previous 2. Solid offensive moves. And the one he made that you just commented on was a great.
Meadows in town, and it's the final game before the Christmas holiday, and the Pacers will also wear the Hickory Pacers uniforms. Lopez, boy, he has it going. He has 12, and you can see why. He has hurt Indiana over the years. 10 of 14 games, he has scored 20 or more against Indiana.
He is a big, long guy, and first of all, he carries the ball. They don't call that miscommunication on 2 guys coming back in, Paul George and Monte Ellis. But the reality is Lopez, as I said before, he's easily, I think, in my opinion, the best offensive center in the East, and he's probably the best low post center in basketball.
He's been an all-star. He's down there against Mahimi. Jack. Jared Jack has 9. It's a 2-point
team to still be able to do that in terms of running, but clamp down defensively as well.
Yeah, Brooklyn shooting 11 of 17 in this quarter. That's why they've gotten back in it. George against Joe Johnson finds Mahimi.
That'll help you. He was 3 seconds if he didn't get that.
Now Stuckey stays in the game. And Rodney Stuckey, 2 more. He has a 9-point half.
And with Rodney, you listen to CJ Miles talk about it, how he attacks. And Paul George raised the point that I think is really noteworthy with the Pacers. I think as good as the Pacers have been shooting three-point shots, their real strength is the mid-range shot. At some point, he can't dribble the ball. You only allow, over 5 seconds. They call that as offensive, basically isolation. Fortunately, the Pacers get the ball, but that's what they were about to call on Lopez. You're not allowed to dribble the ball in an isolation situation for 5 seconds.
My question is also how he uses that arm. Is that it seems like he's pushing the defender away with that arm.
You come in with the sarcasm with it because he's holding him off. There's no doubt about that. You're right. He is definitely holding him off. We'll get a chance. I'm sure if he gets the ball again, you'll see it. He keeps what he calls himself doing is keeping the defender from reaching for the ball, but he's clearing the defender out with that arm.
Monte Ellis, last 4 games, 52% from 3. He misses his first try tonight. Joe Johnson.
Oh, that's offensive foul. Oh, because Lopez got it. Really good pass.
Ellis, but numbers not there.
Well, he couldn't. It's one of those passes 2 years ago he might have gotten. Oh, great pass. Keep that closer to 24 or lower than 25, but I would say 24 or less.
And again, this is a team, just 7 wins, 1 on the road, but they've got some good talent.
Hello.
And Ellis picked the pocket.
Did a terrific job, and he's going to have numbers.
George Hill, blocked by Jarrett Jack, out of bounds.
Well, that's one where Paul passed that one, and he might have been better. But it's easy to say that once you get an opportunity to look at it. But watch Monte do a nice job. They try to post him. He's active with his hands, a la C.J. Miles. The ball gets pushed up, and the shot got blocked.
Well, you heard Dan Burke say just 12 deflections, so the Pacers get a steal to start.
Yeah, that's a deflection.
Yeah, no question, and that is where Indiana has excelled this year. George Hill missed everything in the first half.
To get George wide open.
Well, let's see if George has a second half to remember. Remember, on Wednesday night, he had 11 points all in the first half. He was scoreless here in the first half as Paul George grabs the rebound on a missed 3 by Jarrett Jack.
Well, that's the kind of possession you want from Brooklyn. Now, they had a turnover, and then they took a long jump shot and missed it. Pacers score on it. Pacers turned it over.
He wanted to shoot it, but when he got up in the air, he had nowhere to go.
But you know why? Because the same guy blocked the shot before. It was Jarrett Jack, and you know when a guy's blocked your shot. And what George knew is that he couldn't get it by Jack. So he ended up trying to make a pass, and he threw it away.
Pacers led by as many as 9 in the opening half. That's Mahimi out to Miles, and here's a 3. It's way off. Yeah, we had the perfect angle from our position, located about the hash mark of where Brooklyn is operating. Fans on Twitter ask us all the time, how do we know? Well, you can see the trajectory of the basketball, the angle we're on, and that's a near steal, but the bank in by Young.
That's been a professional athlete for a long time with that travel. Some people travel, they end up traveling right out of the league. He still managed to stay in the league.
Yeah, this is his 11th year. Miles.
They ran him off the three-point line, and it really broke up the rhythm for the Pacers. That's a tough shot because he's standing still. George Hill may be the one guy on the team that can shoot it that way, but they ran C.J. Miles off the three-point shot. Unfortunately, the Pacers made the shot. I'm not sure it's the shot they wanted, but they made it. He just traveled.
6-point lead, Indiana. Lopez coming to help Hill.
Well, Gale did a nice job helping. He's trying to get back to his man, and that's hard to do because he was going from the post on the right side to the left corner, and he couldn't get there in time, and Jack knocked down the 3.
And now George Hill leaves it off for Mahimi. Mahimi had it blocked. Young and Lopez were there.
He's going to try to get to his left hand, and that's his left hand.
This year at Houston. They've lost their last 7 away from Barclays Center.
Partner, it was at Houston when Houston was playing bad. It was one of the reasons they are now have a new coach. Kevin McHale has been there. So they called it playing bad. But if the Pacers don't play at a high level, you can see this is a team that's still competing. And you've got a 3-point game, though it's early in the third. You've got to compete at a high level here.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are part of a playoff team last year. Jack, Johnson, Lopez, Bogdanovich, Young. That's no good. Paul George the rebound. In fact, all 5 of these guys are part of the Nets last year. Another 3. George Hill couldn't get it. Trying for the hat trick.
That's one of those you live with it, and you stick with it. Because before last year, you would easily have, I would have said without a doubt, that's one where you just take your time and you'll get a shot in on the inside.
Joe Johnson has his first, and the Brooklyn Nets have their first lead since they led 18-15 in the opening quarter. Miles the basket, 5 in their home loss on Wednesday to Miami. I'll tell you, Quinn, ever since Indiana beat the Heat here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Miami's played some good basketball.
Yeah, they really have. They've been able to get some good play, as you can see that shot knocked down there by Joe Johnson from Dwayne Wade. That's one of the reasons why they've been able to play better, because when he's playing better, he can get them baskets when they need them.
George turns the corner, gets around Johnson, lost it, creates a shot.
I tell you how he lost it. Johnson hit it. It was just great ability by Paul to get it back, and you see coming back at you, Pacers gotta get back.
That's what Jeremiah Johnson was talking about. And you make a basket in 3 at home this year. They've won 3 straight, 9 of 10 after starting with 2 losses. That's short. Bargnani's on the floor.
So you're out of the post now. They've got all perimeter players on the floor.
Miles to the bench. 3. Bargnani now the center. And again, he wants to play on the outside, so Mahimi will have to worry about that.
That was good defense by Monte Ellis. He got through the first screen, and that kept him from being able to get a basket on that play.
Pacers led by as many as 9, and Paul George is going to go right to the basket, out to Stuckey for 3.
But his intent the entire time was to make the pass, which was the right play to make. That's, again, looking to help your teammates, because you got to trust that at some point you'll be able to knock down the shot if it's a wide open shot.
Jack. 2 more for Jared Jack. He has.
See, otherwise, Bargnani had a wide open baseline shot if Monte Ellis doesn't get over that first screen.
Ellis at the point now with Stuckey, Mahimi. LaVoy Allen is in. He replaces C.J. Miles. Paul George, his jump shot, no good. 14 points for Paul. He's 4 of 10 from the field, 7 rebounds, and the Nets have the ball again and a chance to regain the lead. And they do on a Bargnani jumper.
You can see the one by Sloan and then the contact when Paul was in the air.
Pacers 15-1 when they lead after 3 quarters, 0-7 when they trail. They trail now by 2. Sit with Mahimi. Johnson's hit a couple, including a 3 in this quarter.
You don't have to feel like you don't need to feel like you have to do it by yourself.
Stuckey. Down low, here's Allen, leaves it short.
Well, he left it short, Bargnani got there, and Allen got the offensive rebound and didn't shoot it cleanly.
He shot put that one up.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the Nets feeling good about themselves here in the 3rd quarter. This has been their worst quarter of the year as Johnson badly missed a 3.
We're trying to do a job, and you have to respect the fact that he's trying to do his job.
Quinn, what's been impressive, the Nets are 15 of 15 at the free throw line.
Have not missed a foul shot. Yes, sir.
Out to Ellis, 4-3, short. 1 of 6 tonight, 0 of 2 from 3 for Monte Ellis. Ellington pull-up jump shot. Hill the rebound.
Offensive. You don't want Paul to pick up another foul here.
Donald Sloan.
He shot that as an afterthought.
A 5-point lead for the...
Just needs a spark.
Absolutely. Need a spark, need to get some energy.
Chris and Quinn?
12-4 run to end the quarter. C.J. Miles had given the Pacers a 3-point lead. And now the Pacers start the 4. Stuckey, Hill.
Yeah, but they started as stagnant on offense. Yeah, that's why you get the block, because it's stagnant on offense. And Ellington was able to get there because nobody helped each other. Nobody got guys open.
And so the lead is 7 as Stuckey's jump shot good.
Easy basket that Ellington just got, that might be what Stephanie's talking about. Where you get the energy when you realize, uh-oh, we got a bigger problem than we thought we had. So let's see.
Bargnani in, guarded by Allen.
Great help by Chase Budding. Bargnani just made a tough Bargnani taking a quick shot. He just made a tough one, flat-footed.
Pacers have only shot below 40% twice this year. They're at 39% tonight, so we've not seen real issues with the offense like we've seen tonight.
Yeah, well, see, you got guys, they have to create it on their own. I mean, that's what he's doing here.
Allen, the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Pacers get a break there. Nobody is setting a solid screen. Everybody's slipping the screen. So if you don't set a screen, the shot slow's not going to be able to get there too quickly.
George Hill hit a couple of threes in the third quarter.
Still got to set a good screen.
Here's Buttinger inside with a left hand.
Does it stay here? It should be stay here.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It's on Willie Reed again. And quickly, that's the third team foul against the Nets. I mean, this is one of those nights where you can't look at records. You look across the NBA, whether you're in the West or the East. On most nights, there are many teams with under 500 records capable of beating a team that has a better than 500
Well, pardon
record.
me, what the records we showed, one of the things we talked about was the parity in the Eastern Conference. He was indecisive, quick enough to get back up. He wanted to pass and change his mind. But that's what we were talking about. You know, you look at teams that like the Pacers that weren't up there last year, and then now you look at them, and now you've got some really good teams.
Bogdanovich.
Solid defense, because he's a guy that doesn't want to put it on the floor.
Lopez is in. Hill the rebound. Now the Pacers have a chance to regain the fourth quarter lead.
And got momentum as well.
Playing with a little pep in their step now.
Got some, couldn't recover that. You got some momentum. Now you need to set another pick for George.
Now Buttinger, 4-3. Pacers, 5 of 24. That's 21% from behind the arc.
Solid defense by Stuckey.
5 on the floor as Indiana trails by 1, 81-80.
The reason he's down the floor because you want to win the game, but you want to try to get control of this sooner than later. And Paul may be the guy Paul is the guy you're going to look to make that happen.
Allen could not get the offensive rebound right through his hands, so they've got two big guys out there, Bargnani and Lopez, playing together. So the Pacers counter with two bigs, Hill and Allen.
You got to watch him turn in the corner here. They set a screen. You can see it happening. Fortunately, Lopez missed it because Sloan had set a screen on Jordan Hill. That's why Lopez came wide open.
George Hill, 4-3. Counted his third.
Confidently drills that one.
83-81, the hometown hero. It's the 7th time he's made at least 3 threes in a game. He did it just 6 times a year ago in his best season as a pro.
You can see how soft his hands are. I mean, because truthfully, he got fouled underneath by Hill. Not that it was called, but he's still able to make a play for it.
That's his first points of the half for Brook Lopez. Show and go. Allen
come out of this timeout and get a good shot. You want to make it, but you need to get a good shot.
Ellis bumped by Jack.
Well, that's the same play that we tell us. Oh yes, I didn't think he was going to call that at first. The one we illustrated when we had Bargnani. It's the exact same play. If you come off that screen hard going back toward the half-court line, that center's got to be open because the center's got to help if you turn the corner.
Thaddeus Young, his second foul. He's got a double-double tonight, Young does. It's his 13th of the year. As Jordan Hill splashes the free throw, he has 5. For Thaddeus Young, his career high in double-doubles in Philadelphia back in 12-13 when he played with Lavoy Allen, he had 21. He already has 13 in the first 26 games this year. But the Pacers have a 5-point lead.
Yeah, faster game, a little more experience. This is the end. And I don't mean just the 5 minutes and 30 seconds to the end of the game. This is the end you got to play.
And Jack throws it away. He thought somebody was out there behind the three.
Bench up, and Jack never saw it.
5 turnovers, Quinn, for the Nets here in the quarter.
Thankfully, he threw it in the stands.
Off the screen is Ellis.
Too many guys.
Hill scores. Somebody got it there.
But they landed on that side, and one of the Pacers, I mean, you got to clear out. You can't have 2 people on the same time where you're running the pick and roll, especially on the baseline.
Stuckey with 15 as he heads to the bench. Jack's been terrific. He has 24. He got it back. And now Bogdanovich. Paul George the rebound.
Great block out by Jordan Hill because Lopez was trying to get the rebound.
C.J. Miles has also come back in. So the Pacers have their smaller lineup. They play around Jordan Hill. Here's Paul George in the corner.
Very good find.
Miles. Ellis had it stripped. Bogdanovich.
He made it somehow, but it was some good communication. Bogdanovich just made a heck of a play.
Now George Hill on the baseline.
They'll run the same play, and Jordan Hill should be wide open. That's the same play. It's the exact same play that we ran on the other side that we telestrated. Jordan Hill's going to be open because the center's going to step out and help because George Hill has made shots, so the center has to come and cover him. Hopefully the guard gets to him in time. For the Pacers, you don't want the guard to get there.
Six in the corner for Jordan Hill. He has 10 tonight. Johnson.
Very good defense by Paul George.
Had to give it up with 3 to shoot. Lopez. That's just a big-time shot.
No, that's who he is. He's a big-time player.
Brook Lopez has been an all-star. This guy's been an all-star. Paul George finds Ellis.
Yeah, but the help is all there. They can get to him.
Here's George for 3. 17. Indiana trailed 77-72 after 3 quarters. 26-15. They've outscored Brooklyn here in the 4th. Ellis to Hill.
What a really smart play by Hill. He normally rolls all the way down the lane, realize the late 90s, 99. Then they get Tim Duncan. So you've got a consistency of perennial all-stars is where you can start because you need one guy you can throw it to. But at the end of the day, it's been about their ownership.
And now the Pacers have their largest lead at 104-92. They trailed 70, make it 81-74 very early in this quarter.
The difference has been defense. And with all the other things going on, the defense has just been much better now. Because Brooklyn hasn't made shots. And the thing the Pacers have to be getting credit for is they've chased down and gotten rebounds.
Well, Jeremiah Johnson in our AndyMoore.com Pacers Live postgame show talked to Jordan Hill. That's tipped out by Johnson on Monday in the Toronto game. Could we see a Jordan Hill sighting again?
Oh, it's very possible because he's been a big reason. Oh, you had him the first time.
He's got 10 in the quarter. That's a miss by George Hill. 90 seconds to play. Pacers by 12. Trying to keep Jordan, Jack, and the Nets at 1 road win. Jack's going to go down fighting. He has 26.
Always does. That's why the Pacers liked him because he was a guy that always played.
Monte Ellis just 2 points tonight, but he does have 5 assists. And they go to Jordan Hill, 2-man game.
Yeah, they were going to try to run the same play.
Ellis got it back.
Good ball fake.
And wide open Miles.
Yeah, that's all right. You still get a good shot. And, when you got a lead like this, if you get a good shot, that's what you want out of possession. What you've got to get is great defense.
And it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, that's why you got to have great defense because you got great shooters in this league. Joe Johnson made that, but you're still in good shape.
Win their 3rd straight. Wins at home. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Toronto, Dallas, and Brooklyn.
This is a gut check, though.